Hey everybody, today we're going to talk about the 6 signs of high-functioning depression. The truth about high-functioning depression is that it isn't an actual diagnosis. It's just a more catchy term for the real diagnostic term, dysthymia. And you can see why they would use high-functioning depression versus dysthymia. Now, dysthymia is described in the DSM as depressed mood for most of the day, for more days than not, as indicated by either subjective account or observation by others, for at least 2 years. Okay? And I just want you to hear that for a second because I have an old video I'll link in the description if you want more information on dysthymia as a whole. But what this really is a low-grade depression that lasts for a really long time. And I say low-grade not to mean that it's less deserving of treatment, but just to let you know that there aren't these extreme peaks that we can see in major depressive disorder, where people feel completely debilitated and unable to do things in their everyday life. Dysthymia is more just hanging around, making everything a little bit more difficult. And dysthymia can also include the presence of 2 or more of the following symptoms. 1. Poor appetite or overeating. 2. Insomnia or hypersomnia. 3. Low energy or fatigue. 4. Low self-esteem, poor concentration, or difficulty making decisions. 5. Feelings of hopelessness. So you can see how this is very similar to major depressive disorder, but just imagine it being a little more manageable in your day-to-day life. Therefore, people with dysthymia may still be able to get up, go to work, or go to school. And from the outside, they'll look just fine. But inside, they're exhausted, frustrated, and can feel really terrible about their situation. If you worry that you may be struggling with dysthymia or high-functioning depression, here are some of the most common symptoms. The first sign or symptom is avoiding social situations. Often, when we're able to push ourselves to function in our daily life, it leaves no extra effort for socializing. We may find ourselves canceling plans, just wanting to be alone a lot, and completely withdrawing from those that we love and care for. The second sign or symptom is feeling extra irritable. When we aren't feeling our best, we can have very little patience for the people in our lives. We may find everyone is just getting on our nerves, and we could even start fights with those we love. So, notice if everything people do around you just seems to be extremely frustrating and annoying. The third sign or symptom is being constantly tired. Are you barely able to get all that you need to get done each day, and then feel completely wiped out afterwards? Do you feel like now you're always tired, when before you used to have so much more energy? That's one of the most common signs of depression as a whole, and more specifically, dysthymia. The next sign or symptom is struggling to concentrate. Often, we'll find ourselves reading and rereading emails, still not knowing what they even said or what's being asked of us. Maybe it's hard for you to focus, or even just to watch TV. Most of my clients who struggle with high-functioning depression tell me that they have a tough time even following the plot in a movie or TV show. They'll often have to go back, rewind, and rewatch portions just to actually understand what's happening. And this can be extremely frustrating, making school and work that much more difficult. The next sign or symptom is relying more and more on unhealthy coping skills. This might look like drinking a lot of alcohol, maybe having a cocktail every night after school or work. Or maybe it's zoning out in front of the TV or playing video games instead of connecting with others in your life. It could also be overeating, using food as a way to numb out or ignore all the emotions you're feeling. So, if you find yourself slipping back into old or even new unhealthy habits, please reach out and talk to someone about it. Getting a handle on these issues early allows us to find healthier coping skills to replace them. And when we get help quickly versus waiting years and years, the whole process is easier because those unhealthy coping skills aren't so rooted in us, almost like a knee-jerk reaction. Instead, they're just starting to develop, and we can squash them early, replacing them with healthier coping strategies. The next sign or symptom is constant worry about the past or future. I truly believe this happens because anxiety and depression are very close friends. This can look like ruminating at night about things you said years ago that might have been hurtful to a friend. Or maybe you're constantly worrying and feeling super concerned about what might happen tomorrow, or even about what you're going to do with your life in the next 20 years. It could be short-term or long-term worries, but either way, your mind is stuck in the past or future. Some of the ways my patients describe this are struggling to get to sleep because they can't stop replaying that stupid thing they said years ago, or lying awake because they're worried about tomorrow, next week, or even far into the future. If you feel like you're unable to stop those negative, worry-focused thought cycles, what that truly could be is high-functioning depression. Now, on to the most important part. If any of those signs and symptoms rang true for you, and you kept nodding along, thinking, yes, that's me, what do we do about it? If you worry that you struggle with dysthymia or high-functioning depression, please, please, please reach out for help. Too often, people go untreated for years. Like I said, the diagnostic criteria for dysthymia is 2 years of low-grade depression. Don't let that be you. The sooner we reach out and get help, the less time we'll spend feeling bad. For many people, all that's needed is talk therapy. Just having a safe space to vent about everything we're feeling can be incredibly beneficial. Others may find medication to be super helpful. And I know not everyone is interested in medication, but it's important to know that there are options available. Find the treatment that works for you. It could be talk therapy, medication, or even both together. Whatever it is, please speak up and reach out as soon as possible, because with proper care, it can and will get better. Also, leave me a comment below and let me know what's helped you. Is this something you're struggling with? Are there signs that I missed? I can never cover everything, but together we'll keep working toward a healthy mind and a healthy body. I'll see you next time. Bye.